steering wheel. Laps the steering wheel, yeah. Give him steering wheel. Hey, steering wheel. Somebody tell him to give it to him. Come on! Whoa!
Do like my bass. Do like it.
How the f*** that's possible?
I'm driving like a grandma. Get that, Ralph? Did you hear me? Proper radio. Ralph, acknowledge. Now, come on, close him down and kill him. We've got a lunatic on the track. Down that mistake.
I am so annoyed. Boys and girls, your attention, please.
Hello and welcome back inside the Park for Mayor for podcast number 973. This is Todd, a.k.a. Negative Camber. You know I've asked you here.
Convince the villagers that I'm harmless.
That's what I need you to do tonight for your kind consideration. Oh, man, it's the off-season, folks. We've got, 2026 regulation reset, weight issues, some shakedown, some launches, and new era messaging everywhere, oddly numbers, and, Audi's first run, right? Launch calendar? Why not? We're going to talk about all that. Seems like something we ought to do, really. But before doing that, I got to go get my co-host all the way on the right coast of our nation, nestled in our nation's capital, where she plies her skills as a master statistician. She does. That's what she does. You know her. You love her. The lovely Grace! Grace, how you doing?
I'm doing all right, Todd. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. So keen-eyed viewers of this podcast will notice we've got a little bit of a change here. Okay. It's a change camera angle for me and a change camera angle and backdrop for you. And hey, it's the off season, folks. What are we going to do? I got a different monitor instead of having the camera in the middle, and now I'm looking up and right and left and all that. So apologies if I look disoriented. It's because I am.
It's disorienting. Yeah.
It is disorienting.
Little thing like that.
It's the little things, Grace.
It is. And I'm here because our oldest cat is currently recuperating. And so my office where I usually record is part of her base camp. So yeah. I am in the basement with the other three knuckleheads that I live with, and Jaime and Flip are hanging out sequestered in my office in the guest room. So
there you go.
Here we are in the basement.
In the basement. Why not?
That's right.
It seems apropos, really, for you and I to have different setting.
That's great.
On the off season. Teams are struggling with weight limits on these cars. I mean, we're all having challenges.
If only Adrian Newey was our team principal.
I know. If only. Maybe
he could be my Angela.
He could be.
I mean, that's what we all really need. I don't need an Adrian Newey. I need an Angela.
Yeah, I just like to scooter around while someone just chases after me with like 3 bags, a water bottle, a mobile phone, a $200,000 wristwatch, and just race after me.
Yeah, there's a MotoGP podcast that Matt Oxley does, and Peter Baum. But anyway, Matt Oxley was a former rider, and Peter Baum was a former crew chief. Anyway, really good podcast if you're into MotoGP. But anyway, they were talking about how like now all the drivers have an Angela, right? Like they have a driver's coach or whatever. And this was on the tale of the Jorge Lorenzo being Maverick Vinales' new coach and whatever. And they were just like, yeah, and they don't even have to think about things anymore and stuff. I'm like, that sounds great.
That'd be perfect.
I just want somebody that's like, and now you're going to eat, and then you're going to go over here, and now we're going to stretch your neck out, and like just,
right.
If somebody could just manage my day like that, I might be okay. And,
it might be good.
But Matt, of course, is old school and just like, why do you want this? I'm like, oh, why don't you want this, Matt?
Right. Why wouldn't you want that?
I don't know. Sounds nice.
I don't know. Hey, there's news this week, folks. I got a big kick out of our first story, which was the Audi's 2026 car hits the track. The first, and I put this in for you, Grace, it's really the first proper quote, we're doing this moment.
Yeah. Here it is. Look, we have more than just a front wing.
Right. No, seriously, Grace, we are doing this.
We're doing it.
Yeah, I know. Grace and I, we said, we'll believe it when they show up on the grid.
It's finally happened. It's
finally happened. All those years of the threat of Audi coming to Formula One. But we'll get into that. I think it's pretty funny. So Audi gave its new car an on-track debut via a, quote, filming day at the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya, ahead of its full season's works team this year. which is exciting. They're building up the suspense around their Berlin launch, and, they tied this all to their Audi Revolut F1 team branding, and they had a fan-facing rollout and a website for you to go read all about that, and that was all good and exciting. In aggregate, though, look, filming days don't reveal the real true pace of the car. Yeah, it's not like, it's just not like they're going to really, really shake it down. But they do reveal a couple things. They got a team there. They got engineers, mechanics, everybody there. Kind of shows operational readiness. But you would expect that. I mean, this team was just Sauber a couple months ago, right? So, but they get it on track. You get some basic systems checks, right? Yeah. Saying, hey, the hydraulic fluid did flow through the car.
It made it around the track, right? Like,
made it around the track.
We made some basic ground here. We did good. Yeah.
Yeah. It didn't drop the gearbox right out of a pit lane exit. So that's good. A little reliability there. You kind of shake it down. And it kind of tells you whether the program looks stitched together or composed. And let's face it, it's Audi. It's stitched together. It was Sauber forever.
Yeah.
It also showed. Now, what was funny was the filming. Well, I'll get into it in a minute, but there was a video from someone standing, around like turn 13. It was a long ways away from it, but you could see the car going around a corner. And what it did reveal is, hey, it showed push rod suspension and a raised nose and a plain black paint job. So you got that going, right?
Yeah.
But it all ties together. And then I was reading an interview with Matteo Bonato, your friend and mine.
Oh, yes.
Maddie, our buddy.
Friend of the show, right.
Friend of the show, Maddie.
Yeah.
It was kind of interesting. He has interviews. You talk about pouring water on your season before your first season actually really launches. He was basically messaging that kind of signals a long game project, which, okay, you kind of expect that. But then he went on to say, really for us, this first season is really just about credibility building and patience. And he says, really, ultimately, we're looking at a 3 to 4 year timeline. We won't have the best engine this year. And our targets ultimately are really 2030.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, did he clear the statement with Jonathan? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, maybe it's the cautiously optimistic engineer, right? Like,
Could
we're just
be.
gonna don't get, he's not Flavio Briatore, right? He's not the he's not the sales guy. He's not the Zach Brown, right? He's the engineer. Right. He's the one that's kind of like, let's keep it realistic and lower if possible.
Right.
Not sort of like, we're going to be great and bombastic and
Yeah, given where Sauber was last year, and this is new regulations, new car, new Audi engine, all that good stuff, I think right-sizing the expectations makes sense. And if you think, well, okay, but they had a couple of years, to kind of work within the team and to develop, and that's all true. They did. But while you may think, well, gosh, you've known you're going to get into it for a couple of seasons now. And now you're saying your real targets are probably 2030, like 4 years away. That's interesting. But the reality of it is any of the big brands can tell you, whether it's Red Bull or Mercedes, more recently, or really McLaren, any of those large brands, whenever they come in, and this will be the same for Cadillac too, is when you come in, you often underestimate that last 2%, because F1 is 1,000 tiny integration failures. It's not one big idea, right?
But we all work in this world. I mean, it's the same thing, right? Like, I think that, it's just like giving a presentation or any sort of like product that you're producing. It is that last little bit. Seat time is seat time, right? Like nothing, you can prepare for your presentation, but it is not until you're there and there's people there and you just have to practice, right? Like that's how you get better at this. And so, I think that until they really work in earnest as a team, it's kind of hard to simulate that. Like you're saying, that last 2%, you can't. You just are going to have some races together. You're going to have some failures together. You're going to have to figure out how to work as a team. And I don't know about you, but anytime there's been a management change where I live, that affects everything. So yeah, I get it that, some of the people are the same. Jonathan's the same, but you have different upper management. That's going to change everything. That never doesn't change everything. So,
right.
And the ethos and who you have to answer to and how they operate and, how they are the first time you guys all fail, that's the stuff that's really going to shape them. So I think Bonato's right in kind of like, I like calling him Maddie. He seems like the least likely person.
Least Maddie.
Yeah, right. As two people whose names can't really be shortened like that, right?
Yeah.
But I think that he seems very unlikely to be that. Maybe Gunther Steiner calls him that, but I don't think anybody else does. And I think that's the right expectation. You kind of set it there and see what happens, because it's always better to be better than your expectation, but that's probably not completely crazy either.
No, I don't think it is. I think, certainly a lot of expectations about Audi coming in and Audi's engineering prowess and how well they've done in Le Mans and those kind of things. All that's very true. Yeah. But Formula One's a different beast. It really comes down to the last 1 or 2%. There's so many integration failures that can happen inside of an F1 car, and it has to all be ironed out. They're really operating at a level of, exceptional, right?
Yeah.
Filming day, it can be highly managed. They do short runs, conservative modes, no meaningful comparative data.
Nice stuff.
Sure.
Right? This is like school photo day, right? Like this is the best that they're going to look, right? They're not out there showing you the flow viz, gunky stuff. This is this is school picture day. These are their best outfits. Mom combed your hair, right?
Right.
Yeah. They're going to look their best right now.
You didn't wear your Miller High Life shirt to school, none of that stuff.
That's right.
It's not like you're running around skiing on the slopes with a Marlboro jacket on like Pierre,
That's right. That's right. So I think that that's what you're getting at here. That this is their best end. This is their first date with us, if you will. So yeah, they're going to be on their best behavior.
Yeah. I mean, okay, Audi ran a car. Are we impressed, or is this bare minimum? Look, I think it's a good sign. They're out.
Yeah.
They turned wheels. It's just good for the team to, get out there, get that car on the ground, turn some wheels, take some data from the engine, see how everything worked together, how the gearbox ran, how the suspension performed. Certainly not the wings that we'll see ultimately at the first race. But anyway, it's a good shakedown for their car and them like Red Bull very much in that camp of, look, these are brand new engines to the grid. Right. So, it's not like they're doing an Alpine where they're buying a Mercedes from Toto.
Right.
This is first engine on the grid. And, I think it'll be the same for Red Bull with their, Red Bull powertrain with Ford. So so that's good. If you're a new works team, which they are, this is the first win ultimately is not breaking down on an Instagram clip. So I think it's successful.
Check.
Yeah, check that box. We didn't screw it up on Instagram. Everything looks good.
That's right. We're ready. We're going to win this season.
Yeah, the funny thing is that instantly some enterprising young soul decided to go and dive in and generate a bunch of AI slop of the car running as if they were there running, and it was all AI. And everybody started, retweeting or reposting all. Look at this, and it wasn't. It was just AI, and such is the world we live in now with so much AI slop. It's
nobody knows.
This is why we can't have nice things in AI. You just already in its, nascent era, you've already ruined it. Thank you.
Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. If I see another commercial using AI, I'm like, oh, no.
Yeah, I agree.
It's terrible. Yes. So big news. Don't get me started. I almost got on a soapbox. I'm not going to get on a soapbox. But
that's right.
So Audi gets their first shakedown. There was a small clip of a video, but primarily not a lot to see there. But good for them. Good for the team. Jonathan Wheatley, ready to roll.
Jonathan's ready. Jonathan's always ready.
He's always ready. He is always ready. Speaking of ready, we got the launch season coming up.
Okay. Can I just say last week, right? I had a bit of a what happened to the off season? It used to be really long. It used to end at Brazil. I can't catch up on everything. I feel like I've had to cram a season of football into 2 weeks. It's going to be the Super Bowl in 2 weeks. I can't do this. And then it's like, oh yeah, launch season starts. What? People, I need a nap. And again, I don't do anything. I do this. This is it. I just walk downstairs. I don't travel. I don't follow the circus. I don't actually have a real job in the field. I'm like, I can't. I need a break.
I know.
So when I saw this, I was like, really? Oh man.
It's exhausting.
It is exhausting.
You know?
I need a break, people.
I think it's weird even now when your diehard fans are getting, fatigued.
Yeah.
Over the amount of content and everything.
It's a lot. Everything.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's not even an alternate like football does that. I mean, I guess like Formula E kind of sits in that space, but I can just not watch the other football leagues. I'm just going to watch Canadian football or whatever. So
you remember the old days, Grace, when we think, oh gosh, that whole off season would be really great if there was another racing series that came out and did it when the other racing series, and they were thinking, oh, maybe Formula E will do that or some junior series. There's no time for any of that now.
No, Formula One just is almost year-round.
Almost. It's almost, it's almost touching its own tail.
Yeah,
right?
It's pretty close.
It's crazy.
I'm not okay with it.
I'm not okay with it either. Too much. So the launch season coming up, full 2026 reveal calendar and key preseason dates were launched. You got multiple outlets, multiple news outlets all have this team by team 26 launch schedule. Got Red Bull, Racing Bulls. I think that's January 15th this week.
Yeah.
With the wave continuing into February. Also, F1 laid out a key preseason date, including specific team launch dates. I think Ferrari was January 23rd-ish. Something like that. Not that I'm counting the days. Yeah. So, this is basically when narratives form, right? You've got liveries, sponsorships. This sponsor used to be over here and now it's over here. Wait a minute, UPS is on Ferrari. You've got management out talking about how confident they are of the team. It's going to be a good year. And, you got the mics and then you get the drivers sitting on the front tires and all of that's work. Is
that Stefano Domenicali back there? Stefano, do you want to come up here?
Come on up.
Move out there.
Stefano not here? Oh, then you've got, then you get all the press waxing poetic and doing deep dives into bodywork philosophies and aero philosophies, real or perceived. And you get all that. And then the launch run-up becomes, at the end of the day, and Grace and I have been saying this for at the end of the day, launch run-up really becomes a proxy war for whose paint job was the best.
Yeah, and
that's ultimately what it is.
Especially because now it's 15 years removed from when we used to have car launches.
Yes.
Now we don't have anything fun. It's just maybe we get drivers sitting on the tires. That's about the extent of the fun we have anymore. There's no confetti cannons. There's no, rock bands. There's nothing. It's just, oh yeah, here's the car.
Did we reach the zenith of the car launch with Ferrari and the ballet and the Ferrari car?
Nothing will
put
ever
to music?
top that.
I don't think they can.
That is the greatest thing that Drive to Survive thankfully captured forever because we will never have footage of Lewis Hamilton at the Turkish Opera the same way that we have Ferrari in that dance number.
Right.
And the people's reactions, Charles Leclerc just I don't know what I'm not enjoying this, but I can't not look like I'm not enjoying this. Oh my gosh.
I know.
This is a lot.
And I always thought it looked kind of odd on your CV. It's hey Timmy, give me give me a little bit of your CV. What have you done? I helped orchestrate an interpretive dance. Really, what was the interpretive dance on? A Formula One car. What? At launch? No, I literally interpreted what I thought this year's Formula One car would visually look like in dance?
Visually look like, because if you did what it looked like on the track, it would be a
You
very
would have
different
just not
dance
even
show.
walked on stage. You'd have just went out,
walked right
waved,
into the wall.
turned around. Hey, folks, show's over.
We're
See
done,
ya.
thanks.
We're done. That's exactly
Be
what
nice
he
to the
would
wait
have done.
staff.
Yeah, exactly. Tip your bartenders. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what they would have done. But no, I got to hand it to Timmy. He took it all the way,
did
man.
it.
I mean, he and his brigade, they just, I mean, I think that was the zenith of the car launch. And ultimately, look, the car launch is marketing first, right? Information second.
Always.
It's all about renders and controlled photos and sometimes some
It's just about
concept
some
adjacent
excitement.
visuals. Yeah, hey.
Because we used to have 6 months between Brazil and the car
Right.
launch. So you had to build the excitement again. But I'm not even over 2025 yet. And we're already building excitement.
I know. But see, that worked when you had that long gap because we were so desperate. We just needed vroom. And that would sustain us. It was like giving us a breadcrumb to survive, and by the time the launches came in, we were like crawling through a desert. Water.
Anything.
Anything, right?
Yeah,
we're just dying for it. And then it was like, oh my gosh, the car launch. And we were
can't
just,
wait. Yeah.
It was so exciting. Now it's like, oh crap, I'm still trying. Okay, so wait a minute. Lando just won, right? And okay, and where did Lance end up in the championship?
All of my merch hasn't even arrived yet.
Yeah, I haven't got my merch yet.
2026.
Yeah, exactly. Wait a minute, I still got a Max thing on order with a number 1. Now it's that's crazy. So there's that. The smartest team's going to look boring at launch and then be monsters at round 1.
Yeah.
And I always like that. It's kind of like, it's matte finish. It's just kind of a bluish. And, hey, tell us about your wing. It's just, it's a wing.
It's a wing.
And then all of a sudden they come out like Braun in a double diffuser and just pin everybody to the ground.
That's right.
So, we'll see if that happens. I don't know. Wait, Grace, which launch are you most excited about? The one with real car photos or the one with real vibes?
Oh, I'm here just for the vibes.
Your
That's
vibes.
the time of the year. I'm here for the vibes. I mean, right? Like,
totally.
I want like the Aston Martin smoke machine. I want us to get some pithy quotes from Alonso and some the car will be great. My favorite driver was Michael Schumacher while standing next to Fernando Alonso.
Right.
Right? Like that's what I'm here for. I'm here for the awkward crowd shots. I'm here for all of the just it's all vibes.
Right.
Because I know we're going to get to testing. We have time for that. There's time to be serious. This is a time for, t-shirt cannons and confetti guns and smoke machines, laser shows, and some, let's make Adrian Newey feel awkward. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I don't even care if Zach Brown is the back with a rattle can of papaya paint and going, okay, wait a minute. Oh, it's not coming out. You got a lighter? Oh, there it comes. Okay. And if he just spray painted a little more papaya on last year's car and roll, I don't really care. I'm just for the vibes. I want to see the tires sitting. I want to hear the heavily scripted, narratives.
Exactly.
Well, Lando, this is a good looking car. What do you think about it? Oh yeah, it's pretty exciting. We won't know until we get out there. Oscar, it came off a strong year last year. How you feeling about this new car? Well, there's a lot of regulation changes and we're pretty excited about it. Yeah, we can't wait to get to testing and really kind of, get it out on track, see how it's going. Zach, as a new papaya, you won both championships. Hasn't been done in decades. How you feeling about this new car? Well, in Oscar and Lando, we got the 2 best driver lineups. I've already told you what the launch is. That's exactly what it's going to be.
That's exactly.
I just scripted it right there for you. You don't even turn the volume off and just revel in the sights.
That's right. Some dancers, some Jim Rose circus side shows. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm here for.
Exactly.
I want some real pizzazz.
Yeah.
And they just don't have that anymore.
They don't have that anymore. They used to, back in the day, people on trapeze and stuff and, showgirls and feathers.
Got time.
And, it was fun.
Together.
But, so I'm looking for some vibes. So here's the big question. And Paul in his own Paul way, he's got that way about him,
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know Paul, like Grace and I know Paul, I feel sorry because to truly know Paul is an absolute hoot. But he was like, oh, what? No big mega launch like the O2 again?
Yeah. No, I know. They said that
so
long
it
ago,
was
but
like,
I really love that.
So here's the thing I pose, Grace.
Okay.
Why is there no mega launch there? Was it all the booing? Was it the booing?
No.
Was that what it was? So let's discuss the concept here, Grace, of the one launch for all teams versus multiple launch. Now, if I'm a team, I want my own launch, multiple launches and all that, because I want that day to be all about us. Right. I want all of the media hyper focused on us. So I totally understand why the teams would want that. On the flip side, if I'm F1, I know that not all the fans are going to watch all the team launches. They're just going to go to, O2 Sports or something and see some pictures of it and read a couple comments.
Especially when they're boring.
Yeah, exactly. Especially when they're boring, right?
So stills, it's the same.
So if I'm F1, I'm thinking, but if we had one launch, we'll get everyone to watch it.
Yeah.
Because they're going to see all the teams, all the thing we can do, pomp and circumstance like they did. I think the mega launch worked.
Yeah.
But the whole comedian thing and then the booing and all that was a little off-putting, but nothing against the comedian guy. He was funny, but it just was a real departure for the F1 vibe, right?
Maybe they should but maybe I think that's a good thing, right?
Like, yeah, you might.
You could
cut it up, right? Whatever.
Yeah, don't take yourself so seriously, Formula One.
Humanize these people.
Correct.
Right?
It was funny. You never knew where he was going to show up. He made a lot of Mike Crack jokes. We got to see Lewis look like, why are you at my table? Yeah, it was great.
But it was sort of, I liked it, but it was sort of a non sequitur. It almost was an F1 car launch married to a Dean Martin roast. It was just kind of funny.
Oh, well, that's true. I mean, but I think it was interesting because now they have a sense of what the videos would look like. And that was part of it too, is you never really knew. They were all kind of all over the place, but now they'd have a better sense of like what they were doing. And it was.
But see, if I'm F1, I want that. Right? Because that's captured eyeballs. I've got everybody in the world watching. Now.
You know what I mean? Right. Like this is just like one big unboxed video.
Yeah, yeah. But here's my thing. If I'm teams, I totally get it. You want the day to be all about you. But here's the thing I'll say about that. Then do something.
Right. Do something interesting.
If you're just inviting, the Autosport and F1 press, and you get Mitchell Mom and those boys up there with Ed and Jonathan Noble and Mark Hughes and all those guys up there, and they come in and they sit and ask the question, and they get their photographers and they take pictures of the car and I, everything I just said earlier, and that's what you're doing. We're doing it at the McLaren Technical Center in the square or the round building. Well, okay, but that's
yeah. No, I'm with you. You can do your own, but I want it to be interesting.
Do something.
Right.
Do Zach. Take it from me.
Do something.
Do a McLaren interpretive dance.
No.
Okay.
Rise Lando up out of the pond out in front of Woking, right?
Right out of
the technical center. Like it's
holding
the Mexico
the Ferrari
podium.
stolen technical manual that they tried.
That's what he was looking for down there. That's
what he
right.
was looking
One
for,
hand is the trophy, the other hand is the technical document.
Yes.
I found
Come
it.
out of the pond. I found it. It's here. Right.
Yeah.
Come out of there and do something like that, you know?
Yeah.
Or, stop farting around in the circle building. Go over to the square building.
What are those thought leaders doing? Get them to work.
All the thought leaders are over there. Go over there and talk to the thought leaders. Right. You can't hang out in the circle with the thought brokers. You got to go over to the thought leaders.
Oh,
Come
my
on.
goodness.
So you got to do something to make it worthwhile.
You got Flavio Briatore. He knows how this works.
You have Flavio. If anyone knows, you've got Flavio.
That's right.
I mean, Flavor Flav knows how to market, right? He should be all over this like a herd of turtles.
That's right.
Yeah. So anyway,
like
that's
a herd
my
of
Aussies
turtles.
barking. Yeah, like a herd of turtles.
All
or
right.
in my case, apparently right now, a herd of Aussies. So there you go. You got to do something, folks. So there's your launch story. I already told you, I already scripted it for you. That's what they're all going to say. And then it's always, for you newer listeners, it's always a joke between Grace and I, because for 18 years now, we've always made fun of the tire sitting. And then we get highly offended if we go through a car launch and they do not have drivers sit on the front tires. And then we feel like we have been robbed, nay, deprived of a real key moment in F1 lore and history.
The basic requirements is the drivers have to pull like a flag or something off of the car, right?
Off
like a sheet. So we see that.
Yep.
And they have to sit on the tires. I think this is a requirement.
It's a moral imperative. It has to happen, or it's not
minimum.
That is the price to get in. That's a minimum.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If you can't pull that off, it's not even a launch worth watching. And I'm not taking questions. I'll just leave it there.
That's right. I have expectations.
You know, there's some teams, let's just say they let themselves go after the divorce. So that's a problem. Okay. 2026 weight limit fight is already a story, Grace, and it might define the early pecking order based on this weight issue. It's like they didn't think this through.
Weren't they told they had to add, like they couldn't?
Yeah, it was add weight, but the cars are going to be lighter, but then they're going to do this and that. And yeah, it gets confusing when you try to track along. But reports suggest that the teams expect the new minimum weight target to be a major battleground, with a blunt warning that many cars may start overweight. In the age of Ozempic, I have no idea how that's happening. No idea. I don't know.
Just a simple weekly injection for your Red Bull and it'll be fine.
You're done. Right? That's it. I don't know what are the side effects. Read the small print.
Maybe that's how Mercedes got rid of the side pods, right? I don't know.
Maybe. The zero size Mercedes,
they were
too much
early
Ozempic.
beta tester. Yeah, I don't know. I think this is.
It's a major issue.
This is kind of I get it, right? Like it is an important issue, but like they always talk about like tires. Nobody wants to talk about tires. Why is tires the stories? Nobody wants to talk about tires. Nobody wants to talk about this.
At least I can see a tire.
Right. And I can understand that a tire and grip, and I drive a car and I understand that different tires do different things. And like I can, but like a minuscule amount of weight, what?
I know. And you got to think as Americans, they talk about, it's such and such kilos, and we're glazed over.
I have no idea what that is.
What do you mean? What you're talking about? Is that 1,000,000 pounds? I don't even know what that is. No, K, that's 1,000. Is that 1,000? I have no idea. So, to us, it's like whatever. I mean, the 26 shift was supposed to be smaller, lighter cars, revised aero concepts, major power unit rebalance. So weight isn't just a number; it's a performance access issue in Formula One. We know that. To be fair, in Formula One, weight is the enemy. Weight is the enemy. Mm-hmm. And so this, obviously is a big deal. So overweight cars can become, obviously, if you think about it, overweight cars can become development traps. You chase weight, then all of a sudden now we're chasing weight, and then we're chasing cooling. Oh boy. And then we're chasing stiffness of the chassis. And suddenly it's June and you're still, quote, unlocking potential in the car, right? And this becomes sort of that knock-on effect. Weight pressure, it is. Yeah. Weight pressure can force uncomfortable choices. If you think about it, Grace, like durability versus mass, right? Mm-hmm. Packaging versus serviceability, cooling versus drag. Adjusting one can sometimes impact others or multiples of others, right? Right. And so this is why the weight issue, I don't disagree with the teams. I think the weight issue, if it is an issue, it could be a bit of a knock-on issue depending on how they develop that car, how they're going to run it, and how they're going to develop it over the 26th season. Because they could get locked into a development trap. Yeah. Yep.
Paint, it weighs a lot. Blue paint.
Well, it's paint.
No blue paint, McLaren.
It's just all carbon fiber now.
Wait, didn't they tell us it was because we were confused? Like they had to put the paint back because we were confused as fans and we couldn't tell which one was the McLaren.
That's right.
We didn't have the blue paint anymore. Now that doesn't matter. My confusion is not important to them anymore.
Yeah. Is that a McLaren, Mercedes? What is that?
And
how in the world did McLaren go to orange when you have to think that Ron Dennis's Predator Gray was the zenith of McLaren's paint, and now all of a sudden Toto stole that. It's over at Mercedes, and I mean the Mercedes car should just be silver. Period. Done.
Yeah, right.
Silver arrows, right? So also keep in mind, I think it's fair mentioning teams running around bemoaning that they're going to be overweight. That can be gamesmanship. All right. Teams sandbag expectations to make early season sort of performance out of, obfuscated, they kind of keep everything, walk around po-faced and, we're just overweight. So we're not going to be very competitive and get into testing and lift off in corners. And we're really overweight. And then they get up, and beat everybody's brains out. There is that possibility. And I think the other element that most of the press was talking about, rightfully so, going into 2026 is the whole concept around the differentiator of the power unit deployment and energy strategy and not just kilograms, right? It was all about how they store, how they deploy, when they deploy, how, with the no DRS and everything moving and the harvesting and the engine operating at a 50-50 balance. This is still being rumored to be kind of an issue. So we'll see.
Mass hysteria.
Yeah. It's
Mass hysteria.
It's exactly what it is.
Good job. Thanks, Bob.
Thanks, man. So, Grace, if you had to choose overweight but stable or light but a diva, what would you do?
Overweight but stable. I'm too old for lightweight and a diva. I can't do it. I was just bemoaning the fact that there's too much racing in a season. I can't diva. I don't have that in me anymore. Maybe in my 20s I had space for that, but now I can't. I
know. I was thinking, what's the best place to save weight? Are we going to go paint again? So we're going to take the paint off? What the LCD screen on a steering wheel? Need to make that smaller? Where driver's weight? Are we going to have another Mark Webber situation where the drivers look like skeletons in Nomex?
No more drink. Nobody gets the drink.
No drink bottle.
It's the Kimi Räikkönen. No drink for anybody.
Right. I like that.
Yeah,
I like that concept. Yeah.
No, is my drinking, is it emptying the bottle or not?
Yes.
Yet you answer me still. I mean, that's a different Kimi Räikkönen, but really that's...
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
No,
I can't hear you. Did you answer me still? I miss Kimi. I mean, there's just some like... his radio, especially at Ferrari, were always great. As much as I love the radios now, but just do yourself a favor and just listen to anything from Kimi Räikkönen, especially the Ferrari days.
I know. He's so...
Steering wheel.
It's so good.
My gloves.
Yes, it's so good. I like Kimi. I miss Kimi, and I adored Mika Hakkinen for all the same reasons. He was just so good. So anyway, you got that. Hey, in other news, just driver news, Williams adds Victor Martins as a test and development driver. So you got that.
That sounds great. I don't know who he is,
the thing, though.
I'm sure he's going to do good.
Oh, he's our friend Vic Martin. You know Vic.
Yeah.
Been knocking around in the paddock for some time.
Great guy.
He is. He's a great guy. But he's juggling a WEC role too, if I'm reading the news correctly. So,
okay.
Yeah. So Williams confirmed Victor Martins as a test development driver, supporting Alex and Carlos, emphasizing the value of development work heading to the regulation change. Motorsport also reported that Martins is combining this with Alpine WEC hypercar program. So 2026, huge sim correlation year with all these regulation changes. Yeah. So you gotta know that, right? So strong support can be the real difference between we understand it versus we guess at it, right? So this is going to be a pretty critical role for all of the teams and all of the T&D drivers, test and development. But the dual program, I thought, hey, I don't want to throw stones at Alpine here, but the dual program could be a little bit of a cross-pollination asset, procedures, feedback style, tech language. Or he could just be exhausted by doing both programs. I don't know.
Which is what I think. I don't know, but I'm also not 19 and a professional race car driver. So what do I know? Again, I just think that sounds exhausting because
it kind of does.
You've already taken a 40 race season. You've added 20 more races on top of it. What could be so hard, right?
But I figure, why not go in there and take all copious notes on the WEC Hypercar Alpine program and bring all that back to the Williams Excel spreadsheet?
That's right.
Okay, so
Mr.
sell.
Copy.
How do I repeat multiple sales on? Okay.
How do you use sum again? Yeah.
Yeah. Wait a minute. What's a pivot table?
I would.
You see,
I want that answer. I would love to know
that answer too.
How he would answer that question.
What's a pivot table? Yeah. Oh boy. So you got that.
Yeah.
Yeah. The test and development driver sounds glamorous, but the impact, I think the impact really depends on who you get for that role. How much mileage, how much sim authority they got, how much sim time they spent, the engineering trust that they're given, right? Who feels comfortable going all in with this kid? How effective they are at providing meaningful feedback that can actually move the needle. It's a big role. It really is. That's why in Red Bull's case, it's, having, Yuki there. I mean, Yuki's driven the cars and stuff. So his feedback is to be pretty much on point, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's important.
Right there.
Yeah, he's right there. So that's important. Could the splitting the focus between F1 and hypercar dilute the sharpness of the whole thing? I don't know. But the upside is I take this, Grace, as Williams kind of quietly getting very serious about their 2026 correlation.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely. I think that this is just another step in that Williams march towards greatness, right? That leaps and bounds. I mean, I was talking about everybody needs an Angela. Everybody needs a James Vowles. I mean, how much more efficient could we all be if we had James Vowles? I mean, that guy has done more in 2 years than I've done in almost 50. So pretty good.
Yeah. He's a sharp cookie, that James Vowles.
He knows what he's doing. So,
yeah, he does.
Who am I to question?
Right. Name a more F1 sentence than this, Grace. Okay. He'll support development programs. The translation is he lives in the sim now.
We got him a cot.
We've got, we brought in some rich energy drinks over here.
Oh my gosh.
I know. Hey, a story.
He supports the development program. That's
He'll support the development program. Okay. Sounds good. The story that I thought was interesting was the whole, you're talking about getting legs, and this story ran and was in social media for like a week or more, was the whole driver number thing. Lando taking number 1 and Max taking number 3. I mean, they made a meal out of this, right?
I don't know why. I mean, of course, Lando has the choice.
Yeah.
Most people do. And so he was going to take the number 1. That seems right. But, I get it that the whole reason why they have numbers now is because they have branding behind it. So.
Yeah, it's all about merchandising, branding, psychological new chapter vibe, that kind of thing.
Right. So why wouldn't you take the 1 instead of 4? Who knows when you'll get to do it again? So that's not surprising. And, Danny Rick's not there anymore. So you can take Ricciardo's number. It's fine.
Well, Max to number 3 was the most dramatic roster change move that cost exactly 0 tenths.
Nobody cares.
Nobody. But the fact is, let's be honest. This becomes news because it's January, folks, and we're all feral. Right?
Yeah, that's right.
That's ultimately why it's news. Oh, number 3, number 1. Oh, I can't believe it's number 4. Number 4. I love Lando. Number 4. Number 4. I believe. Max was 33 and 3, and Max doesn't get 1. Ha ha. That kind of thing.
I'm there for that one.
I knew you would be.
Yeah. Just saying, I'm fine with Max not getting the number 1, but I mean, it's not that big of a deal, and so.
I don't know, 60% of it is symbolism. 40% of it is just, that looks cool on a hoodie.
Yeah. Or whatever their reason for that number, or, it's kind of like, Lewis Hamilton always, wore a yellow helmet because it was Senna, but then his dad could find him on the track because he had a yellow helmet. Those kind of stories are always interesting, and why their helmets look like they do, or the numbers they pick. it's an interesting human interest story, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter, right? Really.
Right. I mean, I can see why drivers stay with their numbers if I'm honest, instead of switching to number one. But then again, I can see why Max and Lando would switch to number one. Grace, what would you do if you were pick a number? If you were number, 82.
Okay.
No, if you were let me pick a number for you, Grace. I'm sensing 29.
Okay.
If you were number 29 and all of a sudden you'd raced for, 6 years as number 29 and then you won the championship, would you take the number one and ditch your 29?
Yes.
Would you? Okay.
100%.
All right.
Because then the other thing too is maybe it's the NBA fan in me. More merch you can sell. I mean, how many different jerseys do they have?
Sure.
I mean, I can't anymore. I mean, it's football's the same way. I'm like, you're the Green Bay Packers. Why are you wearing red and blue? Because you can sell more merch if we wear our throwback uniforms. And somehow people buy those Steelers Bumblebee outfits. I don't understand.
The cheesehead thing.
It's just marketing. And so if your goal is to sell more merch, of course, change your number.
Yeah. I think, if it was back in the day, I probably would do the same thing. I got to thinking about this afternoon when I was looking at it. I thought, I think I would go the Valentino Rossi
Keep
way.
your number.
I would keep my number.
43?
And I would brand the hell out of, 46?
46. I said 46.
I would
right,
brand
46.
the hell out of 46. That nobody else could ever use that number without thinking of me. I mean, you'd have to win a lot of championships to make that
But he also
impact.
had the Comic Sans font, the bright yellow, the comic, doctor's image. Like, I mean, he had a lot. It wasn't
he had
just
a brand.
It wasn't just an orange 4, right? Like, I mean, there's a lot going on, right? As someone who owns some Valentino Rossi, you can spot a Valentino Rossi fan from 3 zip codes away. So I think
totally agree.
But he totally has a font and and a color scheme that his.
Yeah, that's why I loved it, because he was a brand, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And same for Lewis Hamilton, right?
Yeah.
Lewis is a brand. That's just what he is. For 44, that's Lewis, right? And when you think 44, you think Lewis, right? Yeah. So I don't know. I think I would keep my number.
No, but I'm selling more jerseys.
You'd sell more jerseys. You go number one. Okay, I love it.
Number one. Because especially in Formula One, you don't know when you're going to, he may never, may never get that number one again.
Yeah. So might as well wear number one. I'm torn on it. I could see that.
The only way I wouldn't is if some jerk rookie took 4, right? Like, I'm sure there's some rules that you can't, but that would be the worst. Is you
Max,
took number 1.
Max should have took 4. Max should have taken 4.
That would be a story.
That would be awesome.
That would be great. Because he could have totally been like, well, my number was 3, but Ricciardo had 3, so then I went with 33, but now I can go 3 again, but I have a championship, so now I'm going to go 4.
Yeah, but 4 is available, so I'll take 4.
It's fine.
Yeah.
That's 4. I hear it's open this year.
Yeah, it's available. I'll take 4.
See, that would
be mind game.
I could get behind that. I just changed my number to your number while you were number 1. That would be great.
That would be awesome.
That's what Pecco Bagnaia should do to Marc Marquez. I'm just going to take your number while you're number 1.
Right. I agree.
That would be great.
That's good. So anyway, you got launches coming up. You got Red Bull coming up. That'll start the whole content avalanche.
Yeah.
Then you got Audi and Ferrari launch dates. And it drags into February, so keep your eye out for that.
And it'll be Australia before we know it.
Yes, it will. Soon. Very soon. Let's do some Albin's Cats. It seems like that's what we ought to be doing right now, because that's kind of what we do.
We'll do it live!
Yes, we will.
Hey, what happened?
So, Albin's Cats, what do you got for us?
Okay, so first, speaking of football, so we were watching the Bills-Jaguars game, and then afterwards, they showed the Formula E race. And it was like, I thought it was just a commercial, and they just kept going and going and going. It's like, they're actually showing the Formula E race.
So they paid for the broadcast rights of that. Okay.
Sure, why not? So they had the race in Mexico, which, whatever one feels about Formula E, it was definitely better watching them on a real track. I mean, because they've been doing, most of the times when I watch it, it's like these teeny tiny little city tracks, and, it just isn't, they just end up in a big pile up, and I don't really want to watch that. But I think watching Mexico was a much better use of my time that was spent watching Formula E than some of their other races. But as we're watching it, we're like, hey, who's that guy that thinks he's Idris Elba? It is Idris Elba. Did you know that Idris Elba owns a Formula E team now?
I did not know that.
Well, there you go. So he bought into one of the partnerships,
for
and
him.
he now also owns he's Dan Ticktum's team. And it was just really funny that we were just both like, look at that guy. He looks like Idris Elba.
Yeah.
There it is. And so then Flip was like, well, do you want to go to a Formula E race? I'm like, will I get to meet Idris Elba? Then I would go.
We'd go hang out with him.
That would be fine. That would be fun. And then, so anyway.
Man, I loved your work in Luther.
It was great. Luther, which I had to watch at like 2 p.m. because the women don't fare out very well in that show at all.
It's kind of intense.
It was very intense, but great. And I had to watch with people because.
Did you watch the Pluribus?
I did watch Pluribus.
What'd you think of that?
You didn't like Pluribus?
I thought the main character was the most unlikable person.
That's the point.
Oh, is it?
I mean, Carol's supposed to be a misanthrope. I couldn't.
Oh, okay. I missed the whole plot. I didn't even know what it was. I just saw it there. I didn't know if I had no idea what it was, and so I started playing it. I thought, wow, she's incredibly unlikable.
She's supposed to be.
Okay, I didn't know she was supposed to be.
I mean, because I think it's like seeing the world through the eyes of a misanthrope, right? And then you get to see the other people's views that aren't a part of the joining, right? And how they how they view these other entities.
Okay. And so it's a bit like Anaya on Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah. Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
Well, I mean, you kind of have to have that person, but you get to see, but it's helpful to see, the arch, right? Like the whole season, you see our whole arch of kind of dealing with this entity. But yeah, it's a Vince Gilligan. So of course I was going to watch it, but, it's like somebody said it's like a long X-Files, which is where he first showed up. And I was like, yes, it's not Breaking Bad. It's a long X-Files. And if you think of it that way, it makes a lot more sense. It's kind of like the Fox Mulder, nobody listens to me, I live in the basement kind of character.
Okay. Yeah. Incredibly unlikable.
That's,
yes. All right. That's the point. Okay.
So anyway, aren't you guys glad you came here? So,
sorry.
And so, there's this video of Dan Ticktum, and he's standing next to Idris Elba, and his mom is like, oh, can I get a picture? And he's like, yeah, mom, come on, get a picture. And as she's walking away, she's totally like makes all this eye contact with Idris Elba. That's great because she's sort of like, and I'll be seeing you later. Like it was just like,
see you for cocktails.
That's right. And so it was just great because, I'm sure that's how everybody looks at him, but it was very funny that it then turned out that is who it was. So he owns into a Formula E team. So if you wanted to get into it, I guess now's your chance.
Okay. Looking at you, Henry Cavill.
Right. Who else is hanging out there that could be a part of this? Right. Also, I know that we've mentioned the Winter Olympics are soon.
We have.
And they are in Italy this year.
Italy.
So, Italy, in case you missed it, Pecco Bagnaia was one of the torchbearers for the. That's the happiest I've seen him in like months. So I think just for that, like he's just so. I mean, he's carrying the Olympic torch. It's it's in Milan. He just seems so. It's like I remember that guy. Look how happy. And
I remember that guy when he used to win championships.
I
remember
was like,
that guy.
Oh, warms my heart. Like that guy's still in there somewhere. So
I remember him before Mark Marquez came to the team and possum stomped him.
Before that, Ducati just ruined his life. Yeah. So I just, so if you want a little warm fuzzy from the Olympics, a little MotoGP warm fuzzy, but yeah, he was just,
there you go.
It was joyous and having people like, they were cheering for him and they loved him. And it's the Olympics. Who's not excited about the Olympics? All right. So
I watched the Winter Olympics. I don't really watch the summers, but I do enjoy the winter.
All right.
Did you see the video of Franco Colapinto running in the rain?
No. Was he running in the rain?
He was.
Oh.
Shirtless,
Why?
Grace.
Oh, well, Idris Elba, watch out.
Yeah.
Although I could be his parent, right? Like this is at some points, maybe I could be his parent, but unlike Idris Elba, who's more in my age range. Okay.
Yeah.
So my final piece of, Albon's cats. So, for Christmas this year, I bought Flip a, Williams Racing.
Racing. Wait a minute. He's a Lewis Hamilton fan.
He is, but he's got to wear polo shirts to work, right? So
okay. He's
an IT, right? This is fancy IT wear, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, oh.
Polo shirt and khakis.
Done, right? So as opposed to sweatshirt and t-shirt. Which is what he usually wears. So, I'm always on the lookout for polo shirts. And I'm like, Williams, it's a nice polo shirt. It's respectable, right? Like
looks nice.
Not too crazy. So I was checking it out and I don't know. I realize that this is not really the greatest visual, but the buttons say Williams Racing on them around the buttons.
Oh, nice.
Look at you, James Vowles, with this detail that around the button.
Nice touch.
And the tiniest little font possible that nobody can see.
You can tell that wasn't ordered off of an Excel spreadsheet.
No, it was not. I was just like, wow, that is some eye to detail that you have your own buttons. That is. You're not using McLaren's buttons. You're not using Mercedes blue buttons. You're using your own bespoke Williams Racing buttons on your polo shirt.
Nice.
On your fan shirt. So there you go, kids.
I don't have a show and tell. The one thing I got for Christmas is a hoodie from the smallest cog, Richard Hammond's place. All the way from the UK. It's a hoodie with the smallest cog logo. There you go.
Oh, I have this hoodie. These are still, you all can get some of these.
Yes,
Valentine's
you can
Day.
get Park From A podcast hoodies.
Look good on everybody.
Nobody's buying merch for some reason. I don't know. I guess, I don't know. You just don't do it for them. But Grace
buy my family members the merch.
She buys the merch. She looks great in it. You can look good too.
I have a lot of Park From A merch.
Yes, so. You do. You do. And it's awesome. So
there
anyway,
you go.
Check it out.
So buy away. So those were my. I
love them. I only have one no shit headline. Right. Bonato says Audi will have confidence and credibility for F1 debut.
Okay.
I think a lot of people are expecting a little more than just confidence and credibility. But we'll see.
It's a good start, and coming from
Ferrari,
it
is a good start.
Yeah.
Our engine won't be the best, and we're really just looking at 2030. But I applaud you, Maddie. I think you go in, you set the expectations, you get them right. You don't have anybody putting pressure on Gabby or anybody in 26. Well, he's supposed to be winning races. It ain't gonna happen. Everybody's like, well, it's Cadillac coming to F1. Yes, Cadillac holding up the back of the grid. Oh. Yes.
Speaking of Cadillacs, did you watch the Sergio Perez, Valtteri Bottas?
No, I haven't.
Okay. I don't know how you feel. Again, hot wings, it's probably polarizing to people, but I enjoyed the two of them. And I look forward to more unbox videos between the two of them because they are also.
As long as he's not unboxing what's in his underwear.
No, he's not unboxing himself. They were fully clothed, but I just thought they were very funny together. Like they have a really good chemistry. And then I think that, we've seen more of Bottas's humor, but in Mercedes, we really didn't see that. And I think the same is true for Sergio Perez, is that he was so ruined by McLaren and then kind of shuffled around in the midfield and then,
Force India.
Yeah, right. And then, he just never really, and then at Red Bull, he just never got to know Sergio Perez.
Yeah, right.
And so I think the team Rubens, I think their chemistry here is pretty good. And I think that Hot Ones, it's like 15 minutes. People just watch it. It was they really were fun together. Even though, of course, it's, who knows, they could hate each other. I don't know, but
who knows?
They seem to have a good time together. And so I look forward to some unbox videos with the two of them.
Yeah.
They were pretty good.
Sounds good. All right. Well, that does it for this podcast. That does it for what we think about those news stories. But let us know what you think about those news stories. Why not? We're all ears around here, right?
What else we got?
You can do that if you go over to theparkfroma.com. A huge thank you to our Patreon supporters. We could not and literally would not do this podcast if it was not for our Patreon supporters. And you ask, whatever, Todd. The podcasts are free. You're right. They're free. You're absolutely right. If you've listened this far, why not support us, right?
Yeah.
So,
you're an hour in.
Yeah. So why should you be a patron, because you get this podcast and the YouTube version with no commercials. None.
Well, that's worth the price right there.
That's worth the price of, right there, just to not have to deal with the commercials. Yeah. So there you go. There's one good reason. And, you'd feel good doing it too. So anyway, feel free to support us. Also, if you like the podcast, go over, give us some love, give us a good rating on your favorite podcast player. Why not? Doesn't cost you anything, right? Hit like, subscribe, follow, bell icon. I challenge you. I dare you. Hit that on the YouTube. Why not? Right? Doesn't do anything.
Whatever the kids say. Yeah.
Doesn't hurt you. Doesn't cost a thing. So we do that. But we'll be back next week. We always are. Been doing this podcast for 18, 19 years, like that. So anyway, we'll be back.
Since people didn't have rear-facing cameras and flip phones. That's
right. Podcast, what's that? So we'll be back next week to do it all over again. And until that time when we do it all over again, this is Todd, a.k.a. Negative Camera, saying so long, Grace.
See you next week.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
It's not that I feel I've got to prove at all. I don't really want to prove anything. I started as an amateur with no idea or no intention of becoming world champion. I was curious to find out what it was like to drive a car fast, to drive on a certain circuit, to drive a certain type of car.